At 3:15 in the morning, the lights of the refinery still burn across the water. The dock is silent except for the low hum of pumps already running. Steel mooring lines lie coiled on concrete. A coastal tanker waits in position. No one shouts orders. The crew already knows the sequence. Hoses connect to manifold valves. Safety checks happen without words. This vessel carries 30,000 barrels of refined petroleum products between American ports. The vessel measures 410 feet from bow to stern. Her beam stretches 60 feet across. Built under the Jones Act, she flies the American flag and operates entirely within U.S. waters. Every crew member holds U.S. citizenship. These tankers exist because pipelines cannot reach everywhere. Coastal regions along the Northeast, Pacific Northwest, and Gulf states depend on waterborne fuel delivery. What cannot flow through steel pipes must move by ship. The loading begins at 4 o'clock. Pumps engage deep inside the refinery. Liquid moves through pipes at controlled pressure. Gasoline flows first, then diesel, then jet fuel. Each product occupies separate cargo tanks to prevent contamination. Each cargo tank holds approximately 7,500 barrels. The ship's 8 tanks can carry different grades simultaneously. Separate pumping systems prevent any mixture. This is not bulk crude oil transport. This is refined product distribution. The chief mate stands in the cargo control room. Screens display tank levels in real time. Valves open and close by remote command. Flow rates adjust automatically to prevent surge pressure. The loading will take 6 hours. Dawn arrives at 6:30. The sky turns gray, then orange. The refinery towers stand against the light. The tanker remains motionless at the dock. Pumps continue their steady rhythm. No crew members are visible on deck. This vessel operates on a fixed coastal loop. Houston to Boston, Boston to Philadelphia, Philadelphia to Jacksonville, Jacksonville back to Houston. The route never changes. The cargo never changes. Only the ports rotate in sequence. The Jones Act requires that all cargo transported between U.S. ports must travel on American-built, American-owned, American-flagged, and American-crewed vessels. This law has shaped the entire coastal tanker fleet. Every ship follows the same rules. At 10:45, the loading reaches completion. Final tank readings confirm full capacity. Hoses disconnect in reverse order. Shore connections seal. The manifold valves close. Cargo pumps shut down. The vessel now carries 30,000 barrels destined for northeastern terminals. The main engine starts at 11:15. Twin diesel engines produce 8,000 horsepower combined. Propellers measure 16 feet in diameter. Water churns white behind the stern. Mooring lines release one by one. The dock crew steps back. The vessel clears the refinery channel by noon. Open water stretches ahead. The helmsman sets course northeast. Autopilot engages. Speed increases to 12 knots. The coast of Texas disappears behind. Coastal tankers travel designated shipping lanes. They stay within territorial waters. Navigation systems track position every minute. AIS transponders broadcast location to other vessels. The crew maintains radio contact with Coast Guard stations. The journey from Houston to Boston takes 8 days at steady speed. Weather determines exact timing. The vessel burns 40 tons of fuel per day. Tankage holds enough for the entire voyage plus reserve. Day 3 brings rough weather off North Carolina. Waves reach 12 feet. Wind gusts hit 35 knots. The tanker pitches forward and rolls side to side. Cargo remains stable in sealed tanks. The crew reduces speed to 8 knots. The galley operates around the clock. Hot meals serve every 6 hours. Coffee stays fresh in large urns. The cook prepares for 12 crew members total. Plates secure in racks designed for heavy seas. No meal service stops, regardless of weather. By day 5, the weather clears. The vessel passes Cape Cod at dawn. Massachusetts coastline appears to starboard. Navigation markers flash in sequence. The helmsman adjusts course for Boston Harbor approach. Speed reduces to 8 knots in coastal waters. Boston Harbor receives coastal tankers weekly. This terminal specializes in refined products for regional distribution. Pipelines do not serve much of New England. Trucks wait at loading racks. Storage tanks connect directly to the dock. A harbor pilot boards at 8 o'clock. He takes control from the captain. Local knowledge guides the final approach. The tanker moves at 4 knots through inner harbor. Tugboats stand ready but remain unused. The vessel docks under her own power. Unloading begins within 2 hours of arrival. The same pumps that loaded in Houston now reverse direction. Gasoline transfers first to terminal tanks. Then diesel follows. Finally, jet fuel. The sequence never varies at any port. Each port keeps the vessel for 18 to 24 hours. Unloading takes 10 hours. Crew rest follows. Minor maintenance happens dockside. Supplies load. The fuel bunkers replenish. Then departure preparations begin. The schedule allows no extended delays. From Boston, the route continues to Philadelphia. The journey down the coast takes 3 days. The vessel passes New York Harbor without stopping. Delaware Bay marks the approach. The Schuylkill River Terminal lies 90 miles inland from the Atlantic. River navigation requires constant attention. Currents change with tides. Channel depth varies. Buoys mark the safe path. The helmsman steers manually through the entire approach. Autopilot disengages 20 miles before the terminal. Speed drops to 6 knots. Philadelphia receives petroleum products for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Highways cannot carry enough volume. Railways move bulk chemicals but not refined fuels. Near the coastal tanker fleet fills the distribution gap that land transport cannot close. The third stop arrives in Jacksonville after 5 more days at sea. Florida's Atlantic coast depends heavily on waterborne fuel delivery. Pipelines serve central Florida, but not coastal regions. Tankers bridge the supply chain from refinery to retail. The complete loop returns to Houston every 28 days. 4 ports cycle in fixed order. Crew rotations happen at the home port. Hull inspections schedule between voyages. The vessel operates 340 days per year. Weather is the only variable that changes timing. The captain has sailed this route for 11 years. He knows every approach, every dock, every current pattern. The chief engineer has served aboard for 7 years. Crew continuity ensures operational precision. Knowledge accumulates with repetition. Modern coastal tankers incorporate double hull construction. 2 layers of steel separate cargo from ocean. If the outer hull breaches, the inner hull maintains containment. This design became mandatory after the Oil Pollution Act of 1990. Every Jones Act tanker built since complies. Safety drills happen weekly regardless of location. Fire suppression systems test monthly. Lifeboat launches verify every 6 months. The Coast Guard inspects vessels annually. Compliance is not optional. A single violation can ground a ship indefinitely. Engine maintenance schedules around port stays. Oil changes happen in Houston. Filter replacements occur in Boston. Pump seals check in Philadelphia. Electrical systems inspect in Jacksonville. The vessel maintains herself through distributed maintenance across the route. Communication systems connect to shore operations constantly. Satellite links provide internet access. Email traffic handles cargo documentation. Weather routing services transmit storm forecasts. The vessel never loses contact with company headquarters or Coast Guard monitoring stations. Coastal tanker operations generate no public attention. No news coverage follows their movements. No social media tracks their arrivals. Yet these vessels deliver fuel to millions of vehicles, thousands of aircraft, and countless industrial facilities. Invisibility does not diminish importance. The Jones Act fleet faces continuous pressure. Vessel construction costs remain high. American shipyards charge premium prices. Crew wages exceed international standards. Maintenance expenses mount. Yet the law requires domestic shipping to stay domestic. Economics cannot override legislation. Alternative energy discussions mention coastal tankers rarely. Electric vehicles reduce gasoline demand gradually. Yet diesel powers freight transport. Jet fuel remains essential for aviation. Industrial facilities burn petroleum products continuously. The energy transition timeline extends decades, not years. Hurricane season forces route modifications. Storms develop quickly in the Gulf. Weather satellites track formation patterns. Captains receive 6-hour forecast updates. If necessary, vessels divert to protected harbors. Cargo delivery delays by days, not hours. Safety overrides schedules always. Night operations continue without change. Navigation lights burn constantly. Radar sweeps the darkness continuously. Watch officers rotate every 4 hours. The bridge never empties. Someone always monitors instruments, weather, traffic, and position. Darkness does not pause maritime commerce. Crew members serve 6 weeks aboard, then rotate to shore for 2 weeks rest. Families remain in home ports. Video calls connect during off-watch hours. The work demands physical presence at sea. Remote operation does not exist for coastal tankers. Humans run the ships. Port security protocols intensify after 2001. Coast Guard boards vessels randomly. Crew documentation checks happen frequently. Cargo manifests require digital submission before arrival. Security zones restrict approach routes. Maritime domain awareness monitors all coastal traffic. Surveillance never stops. Fuel quality testing happens at every port. Samples draw from each cargo tank. Laboratory analysis confirms specifications. Contamination detection protects both vessel and customer. A single bad load can destroy engines worth millions. Testing prevents catastrophic failures. The coastal tanker fleet numbers approximately 60 vessels currently. Average vessel age reaches 15 years. Replacement costs exceed $100 million per ship. New construction timelines extend 3 to 4 years. The fleet ages while replacement rates lag. Economics determine renewal pace. Automation reduces crew size gradually. Modern vessels operate with 12 crew members. Older ships required 18. Engine monitoring systems replace manual rounds. Digital cargo controls reduce physical valve work. Yet humans remain essential. No coastal tanker operates unmanned. Environmental regulations tighten continuously. Sulfur emission limits dropped in 2020. On-ballast water treatment systems became mandatory. Oil discharge monitoring equipment installed on all vessels. Compliance costs rise annually. Regulation shapes operations as much as economics. The work continues without pause. Another port waits. Another cargo waits. Another crew prepares for rotation. The coastal tanker fleet operates on schedules measured in decades, not days. What began in Houston returns to Houston. The loop never breaks. This is how fuel moves. Not through pipelines alone. Not through trucks alone. But through vessels that sail American waters continuously, carrying refined products from refinery to terminal, terminal to distribution, distribution to consumption. The coastal tanker fleet operates invisibly, yet America's economy depends on their uninterrupted service.